Hi there. Well, I just finished my second set of midterms and I wanted to vlog about it. And I have to tell you, I am not feeling good about these midterms. And here's the reason why. They are putting more and more on our exams of these multiple choice questions from the actual bar exam. So you got to know that these questions were designed for people who have finished law school. So the reason they're doing that, which I totally understand the reason, is they want us to have practice. The sooner we see them and start manipulating them and working with them, the sooner we overcome them. They are designed to confuse and to create failure. So the sooner we start tackling them and figuring out how to work with them, the more likely we will be to not become befuddled by them when it really counts. So I get the philosophy, but I think it's having a somewhat of an adverse effect where it shakes your confidence. They are not weighted heavily, but they do they make you feel bad because you sit there and go, wait a minute, what? I thought I knew this. I also think there's elements of these questions that we maybe haven't studied, and so that might throw us off a little bit too. I know it throws me off. So here's my resolve in doing this. You know, you can't knock me down for long. I need to go find a resource of these questions and answer keys, and I need to crack the code. I need to figure out how to get around them, how to get through them, really, not around. I need to figure out how to get through them. I know that there is a way to logic through these questions, even if the answer is not obvious, and they purposefully make the answer not obvious. So that is a new resolve I have, is to try and crack the code of these multiple choice questions. Now, the essay questions, they went well, and I'll tell you what I did in contracts. A while ago, our contracts teacher gave us a flow chart for contracts, and I have taken that to the level of almost putting my outline in the design of a flow chart. And I rewrote that, and then I wrote it by hand, and I drew it, so that it's getting in my brain better. And then I did it on the computer and I did it color-coded so that as you go through the flow chart, is there offer? Well, did it look like this or this? Yes, no, and then you go to the next step. Well, every time you go to a step, it gets darker in color. So my brain is starting to see the progress of this, not only in a flow, but also in color. And I don't know if that really helped me or if it's confused me, but the contracts midterm seemed to go like this. I mean, honestly, I was like, okay, either I really get it or I really lost it. But it went fast, and I felt like I outlined it and slammed it out and filled it in, and I had time to spare. I went back over it looking, did I miss something? No, I don't think I missed something. So we'll see what the result is of that. It could be that it's a bad sign. It could be that it's a good sign. I'm not sure. So my crim law midterm, there was a lot. There were two essay questions, and one of them was slam-packed. I got to tell you, I could have written about it for another hour. So I guess here's the gratitude. As much as it annoys me that we have a second set of midterms and that they're actually midterms, they're triterms, here's the plus, that it's giving me practice with teacher criticism, professor criticism on am I supposed to throw this wide of a scope out there? Am I supposed to talk about all this stuff, or is that irrelevant? Do I need to narrow my focus? So I think that's the positive side of having the second set of midterms, is it's giving me more practice prior to the final of what I need to do and how I need to organize it. So I think the more practice I have in that, the better. And that's my positive side. So the bad news is another fellow student of mine after seeing the midterm on Tuesday night, now we're down to 7. The one girl that came back, she bailed again. She said no. So one of my other fellow students says he looked at the midterm on Tuesday and said, nope, this is too hard. And he bailed. He called the school immediately and withdrew from the program. So, and his theory is he's going to quit work and go back to law school full-time, that it's easier to do law school full-time than it is to do managing working full-time and doing law school part-time. So, I have to say I agree with him. Having been in a brick-and-mortar full-time law school program, that was much easier than doing this, trying to concentrate and absorb it and learn it while parenting and working full-time and juggling life, you know. So I think more power to him. I'm excited for him, but, you know, I'll miss him. And now we're down to 6. So we'll see if there's any other drop-offs from this last set of midterms. I'm bummed. It's getting to be a small class, so I wonder what will happen next trimester, whether they'll merge the remainders of the other class or if we'll just stay together in these little tiny niches. The other thing I resolved to is I was looking at the California State Bar, and I need to start applying and getting all the paperwork together for the accommodations for my visual impairment. And what hipped me to that is, as I tried to take the midterms last time, it was so difficult for them to accommodate me. And although they figured out this time, there were still some tweaks. I don't want to get to the California Bar, pay all this money, go to the hotel, and have them go, oh wait, we can't accommodate you. You have to come back another time. So I'm going to start the process now. But in doing that, I was doing some research on the California State Bar and the baby bar, and I have to tell you, I'm a little nervous looking at the pass rates. Now, I know they're skewed and stuff, and someone was explaining to me that most of the people who take the baby bar are not like us, where they're in this kind of a program, but they are actually people who are getting under 70% in a brick-and-mortar school. So there are already people who aren't quite snapping into law school. So either way, though, I don't want to be in that lower pass rate. I want to be in the high pass rate. I want to fly through this. I don't want to take it more than once. And so what I have decided to do is not only get a handle on these multiple choice questions, but also start downloading 1 or 2 of the essay questions a week and practice them. So that is my resolve. I'm going to start doing that and adding that to my study regimen in my spare second, because I have so much spare time studying and reading and doing the work I already have that I've decided to add to it. Anyway, so that is how it went. Thus is the life. I am continuing to take it on full bore, whatever that means. Head first. Put my head down and keep going. I'll let you know what the results are from this midterm. Hopefully it'll be better than I expect. Cross your fingers for lenience and curves and grades. I don't know. It is what it is. Thus is the life. Catch you on the flip side.